It's Julie here, and I'm going to be talking about the history of technology in the classroom and then also outside of the classroom and how it's affected my life. So, to start off, I'm going to start with the introduction of blackboards and chalkboards in 1801, which were definitely really important in the formation of education then and now because they're still used as a way for the teacher to show everyone how to do the problem up at the front of the room. And then next up is going to be the use of pencils and paper, which I definitely took for granted because it seems so simple, but they are really important today as they were when they were invented because a lot of teachers encourage students to take notes by pencil and paper because it's the most effective way and helps you memorize it the best. And then in 1925, there was the film projector. And this was really important because students were able to see things in pictures outside of the few pictures that were in the textbook, so their teachers could introduce them to a lot of new topics or cultures this way. And then next was in 1953 with the overhead projector. And this was really important because I know this was a big part of my education growing up because the teacher was able to face the kids and go through the lesson, and you could all see what they were writing rather than blocking the board. And then next up in 1967 was the handheld calculator. And this was important because it saved a lot of time for students, but I wonder, are they losing their arithmetic skills because they know they can rely on the calculator, and is that going to affect them in the future? And then after that, in 1972, we have the invention of Scantron machines. And this has definitely been a big part of my life since I was in about third grade when we started doing standardized tests. And this has been a really important part of education because standardized tests are still a really big deal today and they're used by a lot of different schools and counties. And then after that, we have personal computers, which is really the idea, which brought the idea of students going home, working on the computer, and then once it developed, doing research and stuff. And that was a way for students to type in those official reports and those MLA styles and everything that is still really important today. And then next up in 1990 was the internet or the World Wide Web. And I think this has been really influential and probably one of the most influential things on the list because the internet gives kids access to so many different resources, whether that's an online textbook, an educational video, and like that and beyond. And then next is 2005, the invention of YouTube, and that's really important for students inside and outside the classroom because students can watch videos in class about topics that their teachers want to introduce, and they can also go home and watch educational videos and maybe kind of reviewing the lessons in case they feel a little behind or off. And then finally in 2009, Top Hat. And I wanted to talk about this because I use it a lot in my classes at school. And I never really knew it existed, but it's great because teachers can grade attendance, participation, and accuracy to make sure everyone's paying attention and on top of everything. And now I'm going to talk about technology in my life. So, one of the first times I remember using technology was in 2004, and I always played this Finding Nemo game on my computer. And this was really important to me because it was the first time I remembered using a computer consistently, and even though I was playing games, it was still educational. Next, in 2007, is when we started to get all the smart boards in my elementary school. And I've always wanted to be a teacher, so going to the smart board was really like a important time for me because I felt very like important and official and stuff, and I think it's a great way to get students excited about presenting to the class. And then in 2014, I got an iPhone in 8th grade, and that was a big deal because it meant I'd be able to use technology a lot more often throughout my day. And I wasn't very good with technology, and since then, I've really developed my technology skills. And then also in 2014, I started to use social media a lot more. And this definitely affected how much I use technology and how much I connected with people who maybe I didn't always see but I knew of and how I could keep up with them. And then finally in high school, everyone had a MacBook. And that was really cool because we could all do our online assignments and everyone was able to do them. Um, and this kind of made technology a really important factor in my life because I used it every day. And then it also helped me when I got to college using websites like WebAssign because I'd already been using those for years. So that's my journey with technology.